Well, I believe we're in the golden age of television, and you and Ryan Murphy are putting out the most premier content of all time. I could go on and on. I love everything you guys have been doing.
So
but
good.
you also have this beautiful new book of photographs called Highway 61. And it's about going, I understand you enjoy going on road trips. And what initially drew you to this project of taking photos across the country?
Well, because I grew up in northern Minnesota, so Highway 61 was the, the highway of my childhood before the interstates were built or whatever. And it was, as I say in the afterword, it was the, highway along that stretch of highway in all those little towns. I was born, my sisters, my mother and father, my grandparents, they raised their families, they lived, they died. It's something that I'm very connected to. It was the road we used to drive to go visit relatives, to go to the county fair, to see, the parades. And
Are people like, oh my gosh, it's Jessica Lange?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would think they would.
Not in a lot of those towns I end up
Really?
in, no. And I mean, part of the way I shoot is to not be observed, but then again, sometimes I will actually, at a certain point, engage, somebody that I'm interested in, and it's usually an emotional reaction to a place, to a landscape, to a person, to something. So,
The book is beautiful. All the
you.
pictures in it are
Interesting, too.
beautiful. And one of the pictures that really struck me is on page 23, and it's of this little girl. And her face is just, I loved it. Can you tell us a little bit of the backstory of this little girl?
well, that's one of those cases where, like, I had, seen her, and there was something about her that touched me. The way her face, her hair, her dress, and it was at a county fair, of course, up in northern Minnesota. And so I kind of tracked her for a while without knowing that she was aware. I mean, it wasn't like I was stalking her. It wasn't like spooky time. But finally, as I was taking her picture, she turned and looked at me with that.
I see you.
It's so wonderful expression. It was like,
they're so honest at that age, though.
So good.
Well, what is also so good is The Politician. I'm so addicted to it. I'm so addicted to it. Even though I love everything that you're in, and you play these sort of unhinged women. I'm a little unhinged myself, my husband would say. But we had Ben Platt on as well yesterday talking about all the characters, and I love your character, Dusty Jackson. I just think...
do?
I do.
I do, too.
Well, we have a clip. You've got to take a look at this.
Well, if Infinity really goes out there and gets out the vote and, you win the election, what do we get out of it? She really loves boats.
Oh.
Specifically those Disney theme cruises, right? Yeah, they're accessible. It's so much fun. Hey, the hell is wrong with you? You don't reach over someone's plate. You ask it to be passed.
You're always very compelling to watch.
Oh, well.
Always. You're never boring.
And that show is amazing. I don't watch stuff like that, and I am binge watching it because
good.
it's like The Politician is an escapism from the real politicians.
Yeah.
So I highly
But
recommend.
it's a little bit, it's a microcosm of what's really going on
it's
in the,
wonderful.
right, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
it's like all the, it's monstrous, just like the times we're living in, so.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we love having you here, Jessica. Please come back again. And I have to also, just before we go, you've got to see her in The Feud. Find it. It's out there.
Guys.
Where she
Oh, that
plays
was
Joan
so
Crawford.
good.
It's fantastic. Our thanks to Jessica Lange. Her book, Highway 61, is available now, and The Politician is streaming on Netflix.